This is just a small video to show you how you can customize grid. I like to put all my word definition within a file that I load whenever I start grid. This start, I call it start. So let's control click it so we can open it. And then you can see a bunch of word definition. They all start with a colon. So if you're familiar with Word, it's the same syntax, and they end with a semicolon. This one is called date, and you can see some of them. Date is pretty useful. Let's dive a little bit into it so we can understand how some of these words are constructed. We're pushing a string that has a Unix command in it. It's actually a process. And then we're passing it to the word popen, which stands for process open, which is going to push on the stack two file descriptor. One is input and one is output. Then we can leverage these file descriptor to directly close the input because we're not going to send any information to the date command. It's self-sufficient. And then we're going to get the output, receive it. So this is going to put it in a buffer so that we can then use and insert. And then we can erase because there's a new line that is added. Erase is just going to erase one character. So if I execute it, now I can go on a new window, type date, and then there we go. Now it puts the date here. This works really well for me because I like to write things. And actually, I want to show you how you can quickly open some bookmarks, for example. I like to call my writing system elog. Don't ask me why. When I invoke the elog command, it's going to go on the title of the current open window. It's going to empty it. So we're going to delete this. Instead, we're going to add this. So we insert this path directly in the title. At that point, nothing is loaded, but the title is prepared. Now, whenever I click on the word alog, we're actually preloading the path in the title for my notes directory, and then we're adding date just after, and we load it. So let me show you. I'm just going to add these words. Now, if I open a new window and then type alog, as you can see, this opens today's notes. I've written a bunch of stuff in it, but this is basically how it works. I wanted to show you some other words. This is hard wrap. It's helpful if you write plain text, and if you're watching this video, there's a big chance you're doing it. This is just a folding command. Use the same principle as the date one. So we're p-opening, then we're passing snip. So snip is what is currently selected. This is actually pretty helpful. So if I go here and then I decide to select all of that, now let me just invoke the sort so it can be available. I'm going to put it at the top, by the way. Now I'm going to select again and then hard wrap, and now it's hard wrapping it at 72 column. So instead of manually selecting and then right clicking to execute the word, one thing we can do is just put the name of the file and then import. This is going to execute every single line that is in the file. We can right click and there we go. One thing we can do as well is to open the grid script, the grid.js file. This is where the source code of grid is. And then we can put anything we want in there. This is the file that is loaded directly. So one thing you can do is put your import in there or put anything you like in there. This works as well. This is also where you can change the screen width or screen height directly. So you just modify them there. In this file, there's also a bunch of colors. So if you want to change the look of it, you can change these colors. It's like a quick example. If I want to change the background color to be, let's say, I don't know, blue, then I can just do color background, and then we'll need to find a value for blue. Let's just do just this one. I don't know, this one maybe. And then here we're saying put this value, which is in hexadecimal, put it in the CBG variable. And if everything works, we now have blue. This, of course, you can also put it within your start file or directly within the grid script, grid.js file. So hopefully this gives you a bit of an overview of how you can customize grid.